play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
Carr going to go on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go play action. Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain there of 21 yards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Cousins gives way to Cook. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the deep.
Touchdown, Vikings! Kirk Cousins on the connection to Justin Jefferson. And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Carr. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
McCarr finding his former college teammate Adams there for the Raider first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Here's Carr.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, if the goal is to get back into this game, the offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What, 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And the safety, Trayvon Merrick, up to make the play defensively.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's a quick throw to Thielen. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
91 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. They run again on first down. Cook trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Rolling to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Down to about the 45.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now a 2nd down and 6.
Carr going to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Throwing his Carr on third down. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This from 36 yards out. Carlson able to put this one through, and that will do it for this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Inside the booth alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. Fields it right around the goal line. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The
Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Second down, Jacobs once more. Room here to run. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Vikings 28. 85 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Trailing here in the third, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
The first run for the backup, Abdullah. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Amir Abdullah. 28 yards. And the Raiders have taken the lead here in this third quarter. A pretty well-executed run. They were telling us yesterday, Charles, they were hoping to get everybody in sync, the line, the backs, and everybody looked in sync on that play.
They were in sync, and the field tilted. And that's where we get the term running downhill, because when you've got that kind of momentum and everyone's doing it properly as you just described, it does feel like they are coming from downhill to you as a defender, and that is really hard to stop.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
Down to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
On second down, Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On third down, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 25-yard line. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
First down, here's the run with Cook.
There on the stop, it's Neil Farrell.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Again, it's Cook, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That second down play nets a -4. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on third down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
A little extra pressure with this one for Greg Joseph.
And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football. Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go? No one downfield there to stop him.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Vikings 14.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
A good-looking return set up here.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
First and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Yeah, the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Play action now. Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Max Crosby picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin. They have pressure coming, and they got him once again. Max Crosby, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they are silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Jacobs going to try the middle. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Raiders are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game.
Carlson on for the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Raiders 31, Vikings 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Throwing, Cousins. It's complete to Cook. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. They'll throw again. Cousins. Over the middle, complete. It's Osborne. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 13-yard line. From the red zone now, Cousins. Touchdown! K.J. Osborne from 13 yards out. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
That's caught, and he'll get in as they're back within a score now. The lead's down to 7. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes can prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Taken at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
On the return, the Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd.
172 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
You see, it's 2 type of